So very good afternoon to all of you, and once again welcome to your channel, welcome to your favorite channel students, that is TKG physics classes. So students, today we are discussing an important part of your chapter, of your second chapter, that is electrostatic potential and capacitance. So what is the topic about this class? Topic is what is dielectric medium. All of you know about the capacitance of a capacitor, and the expression is C is equal to epsilon naught A divided by D. That means C directly proportional to A, C inversely proportional to D, and you just see one thing, one important thing here, C is directly proportional to permittivity of free space. That means C depends upon the medium between two plates. Now question is, you already derived the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor when in between the plates there is a vacuum. Now here we learn some medium, then we introduce these types of medium between the plates, between the separation of parallel plates. Then we find out what will be the change of capacitance for this parallel plate capacitor. So for this purpose, at first you have to know what is dielectric and what is polarization. So before starting it, I think all of you know that according to conductivity, on the basics of conductivity, material are classified in three categories, that is conductor, semiconductor and insulator. Okay, first one, conductor, semiconductor and insulator. Here this part is very much important for this lecture. Insulator, all of you know, that means in case of insulator there is no free electrons, so we can say the conductivity for in case of insulator, that is tends to 0, there is no flow of current. But in case of insulator, the electrons are attached to the individual atoms or molecules. So these electrons which are attached to the individual atoms or molecules, but there is a little movement of these types of electrons inside the atoms or molecules. If we consider this little amount of movements of electrons inside the atoms or molecules, then this little movement occurs when there is an external electric field. If there is an external electric field, then in case of insulator, the electrons inside the atoms or molecules can move very slowly, and these types of movement gives an important electrical properties, and these important electrical properties, and in this case the technical name of insulator you can call, that is dielectric. So what is dielectric? Dielectric is nothing, that is it is an insulator. And insulator in which condition? All of you know, that means insulator there is no flow of electrons. But in case of insulator, the electrons which is inside the atoms or molecules, there is a little movements in the presence of external electric field. Now considering these little movements of electrons, there we get some important properties. Then these important properties, taking the consideration of these important properties, the insulator is technically named as dielectric. So the definition of dielectric, that is, a dielectric is a substance which does not allow the flow of charges, but they permits them, that is the exact electrostatic forces on one another. There is an electrostatic force, as well as if there is an electrostatic force, then we can get some electric field also. So this is dielectric. Now dielectric are classified in two categories. One is polar dielectric and another one is non-polar dielectric. So first of all, you have to know molecules. About molecules, molecules are basically two types, polar molecules and non-polar molecules. So what is non-polar molecule? Non-polar molecules, that means the center of mass of positive charge, positive charge, that means protons, and the center of mass of negative charge, that is coincide. The center of mass of positive charge and the center of mass of negative charge, that is electrons, coincide each other. That means there is no separations between electrons and protons. These types of molecules is known as non-polar molecules. And the dielectric which is made with the non-polar of molecule is named as non-polar dielectric. That means non-polar dielectric is a dielectric which is made with the help of non-polar molecule. And what is non-polar molecule? This one, that is the center of mass of positive charge with coincide with the center of mass of negative charge. So you know about the dielectric moment. If there is a negative charge and there is a positive charge, there is equal and opposite amount of charge with a small separation, they form an electric dipole, and for measuring electric dipole we use electric dipole moment. So you just see one important thing here. In case of non-polar molecule, the center of mass of positive charge and negative charge exactly coincide. So there is no separation. That means there is no electric dipole moment. That means non-polar molecule have no electric dipole moment. And with the help of non-polar molecule, the dielectric made is named as non-polar dielectric. You know the example, there is H2 into O2 CO2 etc. There is a, in this case the shape of the non-polar dielectric, that is symmetric. Okay. Now next is, what is polar dielectric? For knowing polar dielectric, at first you have to know what is polar molecule. Polar molecule, that means the center of mass of positive charge, that is protons, does not coincide with the center of mass of negative charge, that is electrons. That means if we consider the protons plus and there is electrons minus, doesn't coincide. There is a separation, there is a small separation between positive charge and negative charge. This is the polar molecule, and the dielectric which is made with the polar molecule is known as polar dielectric. So first of all, polar dielectric, that means the center of mass of positive charge does not coincide with the negative charge. So we can say in case of polar molecule there is a separation, because there is a does not separate the center of mass of positive charge and negative charge does not coincide. That means there is a small separation between two charges, and if there is a small separation and the charges are equal, then we can say there is an electric dipole moment. So in case of polar molecule have an electric dipole moment, as well as we can say the polar dielectric have an electric dipole moment, but the non-polar dielectric have no electric dipole moment. Why? Because the center of mass of positive charge and negative charge exactly coincide to each other. There is no separation. Okay. So this is the classification of dielectric, two types, non-polar and polar dielectric. And what is dielectric? Dielectric is nothing, that is insulator in with the presence of electric field. In case of insulator, if we consider the small movement of electrons inside the atoms, then these types of small movement have an important electrical properties, and this properties is named as dielectric. What is important electrical properties? So here you have to know about how to polarize non-polar dielectric. Just think about it, very important part. Okay. So question is how to polarize a non-polar dielectric, and you know about the non-polar dielectric. Non-polar dielectric, that means the center of mass of positive charge exactly coincide with the center of mass of negative charge. This one, center of mass of positive charge exactly coincide with the center of mass of negative charge, and this is happens when there is no external electric field. There is electric field is zero, initial conditions exactly coincide. That means there is no electric dipole moment. So individual atom, individual molecules have no electric dipole moment. So here the net electric dipole moment remains zero. Individual atoms or molecules have no electric dipole moment. because the center of mass of positive charge and negative charge exactly coincide each other. There is no separation between them. So you can say there is no electric dipole moment. So the net electric dipole moment result, that is 0. Now what happened if I apply an external electric field? Suppose we apply an external electric field E naught along the positive direction of x axis. Then in this condition, this dipole moment, this plus and minus charges, aligned along the direction of electric field. So in left side there is a negative charge. They are aligned like this way. They are aligned like this way. That means all the positive charges are along the direction of right side and all the negative charges are left sides. That means here positive and negative charge have a small separation. In this case, when there is no external electric field, plus or minus, there is no separations, they are coincide. So here dipole moment P0, as well as we can say net dipole moment P, that is also 0. But with the application of external electric field, when we apply an external electric field, these dipoles, these molecules align themselves along the direction of electric field. So you can say these atoms or molecules have an dipole moment. This dipole is known as induced dipole. This dipole is named as induced dipole. Why induced? Because this dipole is set up with the help of E naught, with the help of applying an external electric field. So these types of dipole is named as induced dipole. So if this induced dipole has some induced dipole moment, because there is a separation between plus and minus. So individual molecules or atoms have induced dipole moment. So what is the net induced dipole moment? That is the addition of individual induced dipole moment. So here when there is an external electric field, each molecules or atom have induced dipole moment, P, and if we add the induced dipole moment, then we get the net induced dipole moment, and this net induced dipole moment is developed when we applied an external electric field. This electrical properties is named as polarization. So in this way we can polarize the non-polar dielectric. What is happened here actually? When there is no electric field, there is no dipole moment, there is no individual dipole moment, net dipole moment 0, but the application of electric field, when we apply an external electric field, then we get the net induced dipole moment, and this net induced dipole moment, this formation is happened when we applied an external electric field. This electrical property is known as polarization. Now second part, how to polarize a polar dielectric. All of you know about polar dielectric. Polar dielectric, that means the center of mass of positive charge doesn't coincide with the center of mass of negative charge. That means like this way, center of mass of positive charge does not coincide with the center of mass of negative charge, like that. And here initial condition E, there is electric field is 0. So you just see one important thing here. Here plus or minus, there is a small separation, that doesn't coincide. So if there is a small separation and there is an equal and opposite charge, they form an electric dipole. So in this case, individual atoms or molecules have some electric dipole moment. But what is the net dipole moment? Here net dipole moment, that is 0. Why? Because these atoms or molecules are aligned themselves in a random way. Suppose this dipoles has a dipole moment, along negative to positive, and this dipole moment has a dipole moment along negative to positive. This direction exactly cancelled out with this direction. One direction is upward, one direction is downward, one direction is that side, another direction is that side. So the net dipole moment becomes 0 because they are randomly oriented. There is a random orientation. So individual atoms or molecules have some dipole moment, but the net dipole moment result, that is 0. Now same thing, here we apply an external electric field E naught along the x direction, along the positive x direction. Then what happened here? Same thing, when we apply an external electric field, these types of atoms or molecules align themselves along the direction of electric field. Okay, so with the application of E naught, when we apply E naught, these atoms or molecules align themselves like this way. Align themselves like this way. That means you just see plus 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 plus, all the positive charges are the right side and all the negative charges are the left side. So here we can say these atoms or molecules form an induced dipole moment because there is a separation. When there is no electric field, there is also an induced dipole moment. Sorry, there is an dipole moment. Each atoms or molecules have dipole moment, but the net dipole moment is 0. But with the apply of external electric field, each atoms or molecules have an induced dipole moment. And what is the net dipole moment? That is the addition of all induced dipole moment. So here we get the net dipole moment when we applied an external electric field. So this phenomena, when we apply an external electric field and we get an induced dipole moment, this phenomenon is known as the polarization. So students, in this way we can polarize polar and non-polar dielectric. Okay. Now students, a very important theory is very important, and the theory is the reduction of electric field by polarization of a dielectric. That means when we use a dielectric slab inside this parallel plate capacitor, then the electric field inside this region decreases, reduces. Now question is, why electric field reduced when we use a dielectric slab? Just think about it. Suppose there is a positive plate of charge plus q and negative plate minus q, and the separation that is represented by d. Now when there is a no dielectric slab, what is the electric field inside this region? All of you know, that is electric field inside this region E is equal to sigma by epsilon naught. We already derived this part in your chapter 1. Suppose this one is this electric field is represented by symbol E naught. And what is the direction of E naught? All of you know, that is along positive plate to negative plate. Now here we introduce a dielectric slab inside. What happened? When we introduce a dielectric slab with an external electric field, the atoms or molecules inside the dielectric align themselves. I just clear this topic. When an external electric field applied and the dielectric inside a dielectric slab, the dielectric slab atoms or molecule inside the atoms of or molecules inside the dielectric slab align themselves in the direction of electric field. So they align themselves like this way. They align themselves like this way, that is negative charges left side and positive charges right side. Negative charges left side, positive charges right side. Now next, what happened when they aligned themselves like this way? You just think, when they aligned themselves like this way, this positive charge exactly cancel this amount of negative charge. This positive charge, the positive charge of first column exactly cancel the negative charge of the second column. Similarly, the positive charge of the second part, this line is exactly cancel with the negative charge of this third line. So this region that is no charge density, there is no charge, but there is a charge where at the right side of this dielectric slab there is a positive charge. This positive charge not cancel with this negative charge. This charge distribution is different, this material is different, this charge distribution is different. So at the right side there is a positive charge and the left side of this dielectric slab there is a negative charge. Okay, now just think about it. This region has no charge density, only there is some charges, there is some induced charges, that is at right side and at left side of a dielectric slab, and due to these charges here we get an electric field, and this electric field is named as electric field due to polarization, and which is directed along positive to negative. So here we get an electric field due to polarization, due to induced charges, these induced charges plus and minus. Now just think about it, there is an external electric field E naught along positive plate to negative plate. Now when we introduce a dielectric slab, the atoms or molecules align themselves, then the positive charge, negative charge cancel out inside this region. There are some positive and negative charges. These positive and negative charges developed a new electric field which is named as electric field due to polarization. So it's look like this way, there is an electric field E naught along this direction, and here developed an electric field EP due to induced charges. So what is the net electric field? Obviously E naught is larger than EP, because EP is electric field due to this small amount of induced charges. So the net electric field E, that is E naught minus EP, and net electric field in which direction? Along the direction of E naught, because here E naught is larger than EP. So just think, when we introduce a dielectric slab, the electric field decreases. Initially, that means when there is no dielectric slab inside this parallel plate capacitor, the electric field expression is E naught, that is this one, sigma by epsilon naught. But when we introduce a dielectric slab, the electric field reduces. They developed another electric field, that is EP. So the net electric field becomes E naught minus EP. Now here we defined an important part, that is dielectric constant. For every dielectric material there is a dielectric constant. What is dielectric constant? K dielectric constant, that is equal to E naught divided by E. That means it is the ratio of original electric field divided by net electric field in a dielectric. That is, it can be represented like this way: E naught, this is the original electric field when there is no dielectric, and net electric field, that is E naught minus EP. So this is the definition of dielectric constant. Okay. Now we have to define polarization density. That means you can say this is polarization. Polarization is defined by symbol P, and polarization density also expressed by symbol P, same thing. And polarization density, the definition of polarization density, that is induced dipole moment in a dielectric divided by volume of dielectric. This is the definition of polarization density. And you know what is induced dipole moment? The formula for induced dipole moment. Induced dipole moment, that means charge into separation. Suppose a dielectric of area A, surface charge density sigma, due to induced charge surface charge density is represented by sigma p. Generally surface charge density is represented by sigma, but for induced charges surface charge density is represented by sigma p. Generally charge is represented by q, but for for induced charges charge is represented by qp. So sigma p is the surface charge density and charge induced, that is represented by qp for a dielectric. So what is the induced dipole moment? That is charge qp into separation. Suppose the d is the thickness of a dielectric, so separation, that is d. Now volume, A is the area and d is the thickness, dd cancel out, that is qp by A. Suppose this is equation 1. So polarization density final form, that is qp by A, charge by area, and you know the surface charge density formula, sigma is equal to q by A. Now when you use sigma p, what will be the formula? That is qp by A, same thing. So when we compare equation 1 and 2, what we find that is p is equal to this portion q by A, and this sigma p is also represent q by A. So we can say p is equal to sigma by A. That is the polarization density exactly equal to the induced surface charge density. This type of short question is important for your exam. Okay. So dielectric constant, that is the original electric field to the net electric field in a dielectric, this ratio is known as dielectric constant. Then we define polarization density, that is the induced dipole moment by volume of this dipole. Then we find out p is equal to sigma p. Now next we have to define electric susceptibility. This is another term, electric susceptibility. What is electric susceptibility? Susceptibility, when electric field E vector is not large, this is the condition, polarization P is directly proportional to E vector in a dielectric. When E vector is not large, polarization is directly proportional to E vector. So from here we can say polarization is equal to epsilon naught chi into E. P is equal to epsilon naught chi into E. Here chi, this portion, this is called chi, is called the proportionality constant, and this chi is named as electric susceptibility. So what is chi from this equation? Chi is equal to P divided by epsilon naught E. This is the definition of chi. That means chi may be defined as the polarization to the epsilon naught times of the electric field in a dielectric is known as chi. Polarization divided by epsilon naught times of the electric field in a dielectric. And if you know what is represented by P, P describes some electrical behavior of dielectric. Similarly, chi also describes some electrical behavior of a dielectric. And what is epsilon naught? This multiplication factor here used for making chi as a dimensionless. This is the just purpose for using epsilon naught. For making chi dimensionless, we use this multiplication factor. Okay. Now one important relation, that is relation between k and chi. Relation between k and chi. You know the net electric field formula, E vector = E naught minus of EP, and you know the formula of EP, that means sigma p by epsilon naught. When we use E, that is E is equal to sigma by epsilon naught. So when we use EP, this formula becomes surface density due to induced charge, that is sigma p by epsilon naught. I just proved that is sigma p is equal to P, that is the polarization density is equal to surface density. So from here we can say EP is equal to P vector divided by epsilon naught. So in the place of EP we can write this one, that is E vector equal to E naught minus, here we write P vector by epsilon naught. Now again simplify, that is E vector is equal to E naught minus, just derived P vector is equal to epsilon naught chi into E vector. using this value, epsilon naught chi into E vector divided by epsilon naught cancel out. Now dividing this part, dividing by E vector, E vector divided by E vector. So this one is 1, E naught vector divided by E vector minus this one chi E vector divided by E vector. That means 1 equal to, what is this ratio? Dielectric constant K, that is original electric field divided by net electric field. So this is K minus, and this one E cancel out, that is chi. So we can say K is equal to 1 plus chi. Important relation. This is the relation between dielectric constant and electric susceptibility. Okay, very simple. You just use the net electric field, then just putting this value. First of all, use say the value of EP, then use the value of P, that is the polarization density, then you divide by electric field E. So students, this is all about today class, and this class is the conceptual, very important for your next 2-3 lectures. So what we learned from this class? Here we learned, when we use a dielectric slab inside a parallel plate capacitor, the electric field reduces. We learned what is dielectric, we learned the polar dielectric, non-polar dielectric, how to polarize a polar dielectric, how to polarize a non-polar dielectric, etc. So this is all about this class. If this class is helpful for all of you, then please share and subscribe my channel, and stay tuned, stay happy, continue your study. Bye bye.